عليكم جمهورنا الكريم. طبعا اليوم راح مستضيفين معنا الأستاذة أمريكا من قسم اللغة في جامعة كنتاكي. Hello, Miss Mary Catherine.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. اليوم طبعا راح نسألها سؤالين. السؤال الأول راح يكون عن انطباع وهو الانطباع اللي ياخذ الطالب القادم إلى كنتاكي بشكل خاص والولايات المتحدة بشكل عام. والسؤال الثاني إذا ممكن تعطينا نصائح للطلاب اللي يتلقوا صدمات ثقافية. Miss Mary Catherine, today I am going to ask you just two questions. The first question is, what do you think is the first impression for the students who came to the United States and Kentucky?
Okay, well, the impression can probably differ according to where the student came from. But I have had students say to me that the pace of life in the United States seems very fast to them. Yeah. And they simply sometimes were intimidated, thinking, I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep up with this. Some of them too were, I think some students are actually a bit disappointed. I have had 2 or 3 students tell me now that they were surprised. They said, we thought we would see spaceships when we came to the United States, a very futuristic, advanced country. And sometimes they see a United States where they are more familiar with a lot of the technology than many of the Americans they meet, and they have more technology in their classrooms and all than they encounter in the United States. Now, some of that could be if they're enrolled in a special language school. Sometimes the levels of technology there are not what you might see in the university proper when you actually matriculate at a university. But that's what most of the students have told me, and they say Americans seem to work all the time. And they just say this is sort of unusual to them. And that the pace is very fast. And as you and I were talking about on our way over here, there's fast food everywhere. It's like the place is always open. You can always get something to eat. And Americans are always eating, whether we're in the car, whether we're studying, we're watching television, we're always eating. And so then some students have said that, I think they've had different experiences. Some have said that Americans are very friendly. Some have said that they feel like, not that Americans are not friendly, but that Americans are, we don't know what to do. Yeah. We don't know how to behave toward persons who are not from our culture.
So did any of Omani students tell you about their impression about the United States or Kentucky?
Yeah, they have, and they've said that it's, if they associated Kentucky with anything, is that they associated it with horses. One thing that they had learned, and most of them say that they think it's beautiful. Now, some Omanis have told me that there are parts of Kentucky that sort of remind them of Oman. That some
it's a horse here. I don't know about when I came to the United States, especially in Kentucky. I don't know about it. There are a lot of horse.
Yes.
My impression of Kentucky was about. I know the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yes.
So when I came here, I was searching about Kentucky Fried Chicken. I just found 2 Kentucky Fried Chicken here, I think.
Yeah. But that is part of that plantation culture is sort of part of that kind of dreamed about long ago Kentucky. And when fried chicken was a popular dish that was made by it's a southern dish. It's not really that healthy. But yes, I've had some students say they're Kentucky Fried Chicken, and they don't see it as often. But Kentucky Fried Chicken has actually been involved in some social disputes. A few years ago, they were accused by certain animal rights groups of abusing chickens, and not preparing them And in fact, that's kind of interesting. You know, I wonder if I wouldn't think Kentucky Fried Chicken would be aware of halal customs. You know,
I don't think
know.
so.
You know, whether I've wondered about that. You know, how particularly students from Oman who are observing halal, if it's difficult for you all to sometimes to.
So, can you give advice for that student who have a culture shock in general and the Omani student specific?
Okay, now repeat the question.
I want an advice for the student who have a culture shock.
Culture shock.
And if you can give me an advice specific to the Omani student here.
Okay. Well, from the Omani students that I've worked with, I was talking to a young woman the other day, and she manages her life over here very well, I think. But I said, I've decided that for most students, and I'm including Americans in this, surviving in college is a matter of managing what I call the big the, T-H-E, the big the. And it's, you've got to manage and you've got to deal with your time, your health, and your emotions. And emotions are everywhere. So I think the biggest challenge is, first of all, with the time, learning, getting yourself into a word that's not a very exciting word. It's routine, but getting yourself into a routine. So you've got to get enough sleep. And I know that Omanis have said, oh, we want to get sleep. That's why we don't like 8 o'clock classes. But if you can monitor, you know, you need to look at your obligations and say, okay, it might be better for me to go to sleep at 11 o'clock at night and then get up at 6 or 7 and have a good routine, have my day planned, and repeat the pattern every day, even if you don't have a class until 3 in the afternoon. You know, get up earlier and work. And I mean, these are the things that American students are just. It's managing your time. Then if you're managing your time, then you're probably going to be managing your eating habits and and I think it's very difficult over here for Omanis to eat the way they ate in their home country. Because the United States is very different even from many European cultures where the food is shopped for every day. It is bought fresh and it is prepared fresh that day. In the United States, as you said, fast food, you know, you're constantly just going through and it's not necessarily always fresh food, it's processed food. Processed food is fast, but it takes more time management to cook and eat the way you should. And then your health's going to benefit. Drinking, even things like drinking plenty of water, you've got to plan when you're going to drink your water. And then I think all of this, if you feel better and you're managing your time more efficiently, then your emotions are you're going to be emotionally healthier. Because look what you're facing. You're away from your parents, you're away from your families, you're away from your language. Even though you're speaking the language with your friends, you're away from that as the surrounding culture.
So, the last question for you: if you can advise people who have culture shock, you have just to tell them 3 advice. What's the advice you will tell them?
3 specific
advice.
3 specific advices. Okay. Let's see. Take your classes seriously. Even if you don't always think you have the best teacher, because teachers are not perfect. And sometimes we're better teaching one class than we are another class. We have good sessions and we have weaker sessions. But if you can focus on really reading your textbooks. In fact, that's probably the one piece of advice I would give students is read everything. read this. This is the UK Colonel, the UK newspaper.
Yeah.
It's not a great piece of writing, but read it. Every day, read it. Just read as much in English as you can. If you go into Starbucks or if you go into a coffee shop or an eatery, read, the entire menu. Prepare questions for your teachers. Say, hey, I saw this the other day and I don't understand what this means, or I heard somebody say this. Now that we've got Blackboard, you might be able to post more questions on discussion board. So I would say, read, because that will help you with culture shock. I believe you're just going to be immersing yourself more. If you have opportunity to go, and I know that we're working in Cecil to do this, but if you have opportunity to remove yourself from your native speakers, friends, for even an hour a day, but some of it is to be by yourself a bit more. And because I think you'll find that Americans tend to, if you walk up to a group of Americans, and it can be very intimidating, but if you're by yourself or with one more other friend, and you maybe ask for some help, for some directions, I think you're going to get more of a positive response than if a whole group walks up at once. So if you can learn at times to be by yourself, and I've seen some Omani students have very good habits, like they will go to the library at night just so they can be away from their apartments, and they can, so if you can find a place to study, read. I don't know, what are some things that some other people have advised?
And so we dance, but not like
not the same. Yes.
My parents told me, if you have American friend, have an American friends, but don't do what they do.
Excellent.
Because maybe they do something that you don't like to do it.
Yes. In other words, you're with some American peers, but actually, and I suspect you have something in the Quran similar to this, but there's something in the Judeo-Christian Bible which says, be in the world, but not of the world. Yeah. And so you move among your American friends, but you don't do unquestionably what they do. And I think you will find that your American friends will respect you.
Actually, not a specific American friends. Actually, maybe there is an Omani student or an Arabic student. They do something I don't like it, so I shouldn't do what they do.
Yes, yes. I have known of instances like that.
I think you have like an idiom. It's called copycats.
Yeah, copycats.
Yeah, I don't want to be a copycat.
Yeah, you don't want to be a copycat. Yeah. It's you don't want always to conform to whatever is there. And Americans face this question. American students face this question about other Americans, because I do drink some alcohol, very little, and actually, if alcohol were to disappear tomorrow, fine with me. I think alcohol is probably responsible for more problems in the world than it is for any good that it does. There are things about Islam that I really, really respect, and I think there are a lot of Americans like that too. So that's very disciplined, not to engage in those sorts of behaviors. So I understand what your parents are saying. As a parent, it's how do you become involved with the culture and learn about the culture, and with some of your friends who are maybe behaving differently from how you would behave, and it's maintaining distance. So that's very good advice from your parents.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Margaret, for giving us your time.
Well, listen, this has been a great opportunity, and the Omani students are very special to us.
Thank you.
And I hope there's not going to come a day when you're all going to go away.
اوكي مشاهدينا الكرام، طبعا خلصنا اللقاء اليوم مع الأستاذة أمريكا من قسم اللغة في جامعة كنتاكي. إن شاء الله نلقاكم في لقاءات أخرى مع أشخاص آخرين ونسألهم عن الصدمات الثقافية اللي واجهوها هم أو واجهها أحد الطلاب في كنتاكي. السلام عليكم جمهور الكريم. اليوم ملتقين مع أحد الطلاب العمانيين المبتعث إلى جامعة كنتاكي في أمريكا، الأخ نوح الشاعري. أخ نوح، كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله طيبين. كيف
طبعا
أخباركم؟
الحمد لله تمام. اليوم طبعا راح نسألك كذا سؤال يتعلق بالصدمة الثقافية. طبعا أنت كنوح الشاعري كيف تعرف مفهوم صدمة ثقافية؟
والله كمفهوم للصدمة الثقافية هي المشاعر والمخاوف اللي يواجهها الشخص المهاجر من مكان إلى آخر ضمن مجتمع أو ثقافة مختلفة تماما كالبلاد الأجنبية. يعني علشان أوضح لك المفهوم، نحن هنا كطلاب مبتعثين، يعني جينا من سلطنة عمان إلى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية، فالمجتمع هنا تغير، يعني تغيرت عدة أشياء كمجتمع، كديانة، كثقافة، كناس، كطعام، كل شيء تغير تقريبا. هذا هو تعريف الصدمة الثقافية.
زين أخ نوح، ممكن تعطينا مثلا حلول أو نصائح للأشخاص اللي تلقوا صدمة ثقافية؟
طبعا أكيد لكل مشكلة لها حلولها أكيد. يعني فمن الحلول للطالب المبتعث يعني علشان يتخطى الصدمة الثقافية بعطيك حلين. أولا أنه يعني يكون مع أخوان العمانيين بشكل خاص أو مع أخوان العرب أو المسلمين بشكل عام، يكون معهم، يتواصل معهم. هذا الشيء بيساعده علشان يتخطى الصدمة الثقافية. الحل الثاني أنه ينخرط أو ينغمس مع المجتمع الأمريكي، لكن بشرط أنه هالشيء ما يأثر على مبادئه من ناحية دينية ومن ناحية العادات والتقاليد. والانغماس في المجتمع الأمريكي بيساعد الطالب المبتعث أنه يتكيف في المجتمع الجديد اللي هو فيه. وثاني شيء بيساعده على اكتساب اللغة الإنجليزية اللي بتساعده في دراسته الأكاديمية.
شكرا أخ نوح، حضرتنا معلومات جيدة للصدمة الثقافية وحلول جيدة. طبعا نشكرك على الوقت اللي أعطيتنا إياه وشكرا جزيلا.
العفو بارك الله فيك، وهذا تشريف لي أني يعني تكونوا معنا. بارك الله فيك.
طبعا مشاهدينا، هذا كان يعني مش آخر لقاء، في لقاءات بعد إن شاء الله مع الطلاب العمانيين وطالبات عمانيين أو معلمين نسألهم عن رأيهم في الصدمة الثقافية. مع السلامة. السلام عليكم جمهورنا الكريم. اليوم طبعا مستضيفين معنا طالبة عمانية موجودة هنا، الأخت سمر الصوافي من طالبة في جامعة كنتاكي. السلام عليكم أخت سمر، كيف الحال؟ طبعا اليوم راح أسألك سؤالين. السؤال الأول يتعلق بانطباعك أول ما وصلت أمريكا، كيف كان انطباعك قبل وبعد؟
قبل كان كل في بالي أن الناس هنا عنصرية والمدرسين يفضلوا الأجانب أكثر من العرب، وطبعا خفت من هالشيء. بس لما جيت شفت أنه ما يعني العكس يعني تماما، ما في يعني كل الكلام اللي كانوا يخبروني إياه ما موجود، والناس ما شاء الله عليها يعني اجتماعية وكذا.
أكيد. السؤال الثاني، أنت لما أول ما وصلتي لأمريكا هل افتقدتي شيء في عمان مثلا؟ افتقدتي طبخ الوالدة أو كذا مثلا؟
أيوة أكيد، يعني افتقدت لأهلي والجلسة والجمعة وكلنا كذا سوا.
لكن ما فكرتي تتعاملي مع الطالبات العمانيات أو الطالبات هناك تجيبوا الجمعة الموجودة في عمان نفسها؟
والله ما أجل الحين، يعني توني بس واصلة من 3 أشهر، فما أعرف ناس كثير.
تمام. أعطيني كاميرا. طبعا هذا كان حوارنا مع الأخت سمر. إن شاء الله نلقاكم في حوارات أخرى مع طلاب آخرين. السلام عليكم مشاهدينا الكرام. اليوم طبعا نلتقي مع جمال المسكري، طالبة عمانية في جامعة كنتاكي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. طبعا اليوم راح نسألك كذا سؤال خاصة بالصدمة الثقافية للطالب العماني والطلاب بشكل عام. طبعا نحاول شيء ممكن تعطينا عن تجربتك أو انطباعك المبدئي أو لما وصلت إلى كنتاكي.
طبعا أول وصول إلى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية كان كل شيء مختلف. لو جيت من ناحية الجو، وأن نحن يمكن الدول الخليجية مثلا الجو عندنا كثير حار، هنا الجو عندك طبعا مختلف تماما عن اللي تعودنا عليه. لو جيت للعادات والتقاليد أيضا مختلفة تماما. عندك القيم والمفاهيم، اللغة، تقريبا كل شيء مختلف، فكأني انتقلت من كوكب إلى كوكب آخر.
طب كيف كان تعاملك أو كيف تعاملتي مع هذا الانطباع لما مثلا إذا كان أثر سلبي أو إيجابي على الإيمان؟
طبعا في البداية كأي طالب مبتعث تكون ما بين حالة التوتر والقلق وما بين التعايش والتأقلم مع هذا المكان، فحاولت قدر المستطاع أني أتأقلم مع الجو غصبا عني، مجبورة عشان أكمل تعليمي هنا، والحمد لله رب العالمين بفضل من الله سبحانه وتعالى لازلت أقاوم.
طبعا اختيمان حابين نسأل السؤال، يعني إذا من وجهة نظر الشخصية إيش يكون أكبر صدمة للطالب العماني أو أي طالب مبتعث إلى بلد غير عن بلده؟
يمكن أكثر المشاكل أو التحديات اللي واحد يلاقيها هنا هو حفاظه على مبادئ أو قيمه وعاداته وتقاليده ودينه قبل كل شيء. يمكن هذه أكبر مشكلة ممكن تواجه البنت أو الولد العماني هنا. فكل ما كان وازعك الديني قوي، كل ما كانت المبادئ والقيم اللي عندك من أنت وصغير يعني مزروعة صح، كل ما كنت أنت صامت تجاه الأشياء.
طبعا آخر شيء حابين ممكن تقدمي نصيحة لأي طالب أو طالبة يتلقى صدمة ثقافية؟
طبعا هي نصيحة إلى كل طالب عماني أو كل طالبة عمانية، ما راح أخص جنس معين، إنه يعرف الهدف الرئيسي من وجوده هنا في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية أو أي دولة ثانية لهدف الابتعاث. أول شيء تعرف الهدف من وجودك هنا الدراسة ونشر الهوية العمانية. لازم تحط بالك إنك أنت هنا سفير.
حابين نسألك لو ممكن تعطي نصيحة للطلاب العمانية أو للطلاب خاصة اللي يتلقوا صدمة ثقافية.
نصيحتي راح تكون لجميع الطلبة المبتعثين، للشباب وللبنات، ما راح أخص جنس معين. تعرف الهدف الرئيسي من وجودك هنا، أول إشي أنت جاي هنا عشان تدرس، عشان ترفع رأس بلدك، عشان تقدم خدمة إنسانية. أول شيء تكتسب الثقافة والخبرة من هنا وتفيد بيها بلدك. الشيء الثاني عشان تستفيد من الثقافات الموجودة هنا. معرفتك للهدف الرئيسي هو اللي راح يساعدك تتعدى كثير من التحديات والمشاكل اللي ممكن تواجهك في طريقك.
شكرا اختي مال انك اعطيتينا من وقتك اليوم. مشاهدينا كان هذا آخر لقاء معنا تقريبا. نتمنى إن شاء الله تشوفوا الفيلم ويعجبكم إن شاء الله. مع السلامة.